Hi, I'm Mike Farrelly from Farrelly Photos, major sponsor of the Auckland Rugby League Women in Leagues competition. We're well known around rugby league circles for our proud tradition of formal team photos. Farrelly Photos is far much more, from corporate images right through to people in business and portrait photography. We want to bring a special offer to our client clubs this season. We'll put all of our team photos or Farrelly photos from 2005 to the last season up on your website as a slideshow, free of charge. Looking forward to a great season through the rest of 2018. Remember those clubs, please contact me. Team photos are coming up. Just email photos@farrelly.co.nz and we look forward to working in partnership with you too.
Thank you to the major sponsors, Farrelly Photos, major sponsors for Women League Day.
Hello and welcome in, ladies and gentlemen, to the 2018 Farrelly Photos Women in League Grand Final Day. Today we are opening with the curtain raiser to the day, the first of the Grand Finals, which will see the Mount Albert Lions up against the Bay Roskill Vikings in the 16-17 restricted boys grade. Weight restricted grades in a number of these Auckland Rugby League junior competitions. So this, the first official Grand Final of our year. Now going to welcome into the commentary box Troy Hardy. Well, Troy, it's been a big day already, but no doubt plenty of excitement down there. The young fellas are all pretty pumped. I think we walked past the teams as they were sort of coming into the ground. It's a big day for them.
Absolutely, mate. And they've certainly, chest is swelled as they're here at Mount Smart number 2, getting ready for the grand final. And I was lucky, I caught up with Bluey over the far side. He had a couple of inspirational words with the Mount Albert team, so they're all jacked up as well. And I know there's massive support here for the Bay Roskill Vikings as well, mate. So big excitement.
Yep, and I think one of Brian McLennan's young fellas, Daniel McLennan, on the wing today for the Mount Albert side. Of course, we've seen Bluey down here in grand final days for the last sort of 3 or 4 years. Success seems to follow that man wherever he goes. So good to see Bluey down here today helping out with a number of the Mount Albert old boys, and Bill Weary as well involved in the management of the side. His son Connor will captain them. So here we go, ladies and gentlemen, the 2018 16-17 restricted boys grand final, and it is Mount Albert with first use of the ball. Enthusiastic initial kick chase there from this Bay Roskill Vikings side, who are coached by Jerry Seal. Fans of the Vodafone Warriors will well remember Jerry for his rampaging runs back in the day. Was a real cornerstone of that forward pack before heading off to continue his career with the Wigan Warriors. Kiwi international as well. Jerry, his son Carlos, is playing in this team. Big contact there, just short of the 40. So Bay Roskill doing some good stuff in defence in these first couple of tackles, and they felt at that time. As the ball's now shift on, Mount Albert look to attack down this right edge by the back rower, Jaden Gray. Tohi Lima is the dummy half, and they get to the kick on halfway. That's a good first set for Mount Albert, just settling things down a little bit. We mentioned earlier, plenty of nerves and excitement around a game like this, so important that you make a positive start, get to your kick, and just calm things down. After all, it is just another game of rugby league. Now as Mount Albert drive Bay Roskill back right onto the 30-metre line. Good defence from Mount Albert. And again, they drive him back for 5 metres or so. Work it forward now to the 40. Spin out the back. They get to their kick. And it's going to find Tohi Lima on the full. Mount Albert now ruck it out. Little dart out of dummy half. A number of these Bay Roskill boys having connections to the club's Sharman Cup side. A number of families that have sort of come through the club, the Leo Sefi family and also the Vogels.
Good carry. Just about split the line.
Beautiful
Great
carry,
offload.
gets the offload away as well, and up through the middle, supporting beautifully was the halfback, Shum Kulip, who is taken down now 15 metres out from the line. Tohi Lima is the dummy half, goes to Weary. Weary jinks across the line, looking for a gap, nothing forthcoming this time. They set towards the middle of the park, good line speed there, up out of the line was Seal. Flips it out the back, and this halfback has ended up knocking it on here. This will be a handover to Bay Roskill, but what about the offload there? And I think it was Nuka, the man to deliver it. So a really positive start for both teams here. That's the first error of the game.
Has he called that as a knock-on? It's man up at feet?
Wait for confirmation on that one. Of course, we don't have the referees mic'd up for this one. They will be mic'd up for the remaining 2 games today.
Yeah, I think it is, mate.
It's going to be a Mount Albert feed, so it's obviously ruled that's come off Bay Roskill there. And ball goes in, so golden opportunity here now. Weary will take it off the back of the scrum. Runs it hard up towards the SAS uprights. Spin it wide. Sione Tali carries it forward, but it's good goal line defence from Bay Roskill that time. Tohi Lima thinks about the little dart. Seal, well aware though, and promptly drives them back 3 metres. This is good goal line defence from Bay Roskill. Now they head out towards this left edge. Short ball at the line. That's a great read. Up and in was Tirakia Hoflich. Now they flick it out the back. Looking for a way through, just trying to find a gap here, but there's nothing forthcoming right now for the Mount Albert Lions. They'll centralise now, and they get to the kick, and it's in behind, and it's well and truly dead. Very short in goals here at Mount Smart Stadium number 2. It wouldn't have mattered anyway, that one.
And just for our viewers, Corey, you saw that cage in the background there. We've got some pregnant birds at Mount Smart 2, and they're being looked after by the stadium staff down here as we're waiting for the young bird to arrive. So, bit of a heads up there from the crew.
I don't think that bird appreciated you and I hanging around the nest earlier this morning when we were setting the field up either, Troy.
Well, at 6 o'clock in the morning, I don't think we've got better things to do than make sure those bolsters are out there for the guys playing in the grand final here at the Auckland Rugby League.
So ball loose now. That's going to be a clean drop, I would think. And this should be a Mount Albert ball. So advantage Lions. There's a couple of errors now from Bay Roskill. And in fact, it will be a Bay Roskill penalty at the end of that. Our referee today, Jackson McGowan. He's assisted on the sides by Jack Haslam and Sam Hill. Big shout out to the Auckland Rugby League Referees Association.
Ooh.
Big contact.
And back to where we tapped and start.
Connor Weary joining in there and lets him know about it as well. Seal looking for some cheap meters. Nothing forthcoming that time. He's tackled well around the legs by Sione Tali.
One thing about restricted football, Corey, it's hard and fast, mate.
Yeah, that's right. Some really skillful guys on display out there. There's Lioso, now centralises. But a brilliant way to involve some of these kids who just simply at this point of their life wouldn't be able to play in open grade competitions. And now they swing it out to the right edge, and there's a chance on here. Bay Roskill need to get away from that sideline because there are yellow jerseys coming. And in the end, the winger, I think it may have been Vogel, does very well to stay in the field of play. Swing it back to the middle of the park now. Latoa Atu kicks in behind. It's fielded by Mount Albert, but they'll trap him here. Great work from the Bay Roskill Vikings. It's their first real attacking set of the game there, Troy, and they handled it with precision.
Yeah, great weighted kick, and sort of held up there and put the fullback under pressure. So an in-goal dropout.
It's back-to-back sets coming up for this Bay Roskill Vikings side now.
beautiful day for league down here too. So if you've got nothing on today, get down to Mount Smart 2. There's a big program on this afternoon. The balls bounce horribly. Good regather.
Yeah, fortuitous positioning that time, and they scoop it up, and now the dummy half is Timothy Vogel. Now a quick run out of dummy half, and they might be in here. I think it's Siu Siu. Points to the spot, and there it is. The Bay Roskill Vikings open the scoring, and it is Carlos Siu Siu who darts out of dummy half. Let's take a look now on the Fairley Photos instant replay. And there's some big carries in this set. Came close via Vogel on this play. And in fact, it does look like the try scorer is Timothy Vogel. But either way, points on the board for Bay Roskill. They'll be really happy with that. They had the weight of possession against them for the first 5 minutes of this game. No mistake from in front, and it is the Vikings who lead 6 points to 0. 8 minutes gone here in the first game of the Fairley Photos Women Grand Final. Back underway we go, and Bay Roskill look to get back into it. Taking the ground that time from Tuilua. Couple of big tackles already in this game from Sione Tali. He's been heavily involved. Vogel now hands it off, finds his back rower in the shape of Chanchui. 40 out from the line now, Bay Roskill. Penalty as well. Good little crowd building in already today. Start this set, 20 out from the line, the Bay Roskill Vikings. They're a happy club right now. Huge victory for them yesterday in the Shaman Troy, getting up over Ponson, being the top of the table.
Yeah, yes, sorry, mate. And had a fantastic celebration in remembrance of Mike out there, famous Bay Roskill man.
Yep, the godfather of the Bay Roskill Vikings, there's no doubt about it, Mike Smith. And a fitting celebration for him yesterday. Now they come to the right edge, and they're on here. Bay Roskill, and through they go. And it is Ioane Latoatu who just carves his way through. And he's going to give the Vikings the chance to double their lead here. Let's take a look on the replay. In the bright pink headgear, you can't miss him. It's just good vision here. Spots up, he can see that they're just not numbered up here. The little swivel of the hips, and through he goes, beats his opposite man, and then sells him on the dummy. It's lovely work there from young Ioane, 16-year-old. So difficult assignment here, about 5 meters in from the sideline. And it is away, so the score will remain Bay Roskill 10, Mount Albert Lions 0. So after a rough start, Troy, where they were forced to do a whole lot of defence, Bay Roskill made the most of their opportunities down this end.
Yeah, in the last passage of play, they've had all the balls, so, back-to-back, score a try, kick off, get the ball again, run down, and off the back of that penalty, manage to score again. So they're about to get the ball again, Groundhog Day for Mount Albert, as they need to muscle up now and try and contain them down here on this side of the field. And as we get ready for the reset, whistle's gone, here we go.
So far this year, when these two teams have met, Mount Albert have had the victory in 2 out of 3. That is a huge carry forward there, but an equally impressive tackle down low from a couple of the Mount Albert boys, namely Nuka Nuka. Doing really well around the legs there, and then Wary gets in and dominates that tackle. Getting through plenty of work early on.
He's doing some big minutes, isn't he?
Connor Wary, a graduate of the Auckland Rugby League Jets camp. In fact, the player of the camp for his age group. Attends King's College. A short at the line. Some classy touches from Latoa Atu already in this one. 35 out from the line now, Bay Roskill. They swing it out the back door. They get to their kick via Hinch. It's fielded by Tiauli Toilima.
A lot of Lions boys still getting back into formation, just taking their time as they're grinding it out into the 30.
Yeah, they've got through a whole lot of defence, haven't they, in the last sort of 5 minutes, 6 minutes. And a penalty. Well, that's a timely one for Mount Albert. Tuilua to kick for touch. Now, an interesting one to note in this one, Troy, we've got twin brothers taking the field against each other today. The number 9 for Bay Roskill, Etu Latoa Atu, for Mount Albert, sorry, and the number 6 for Bay Roskill, Ioane Latoa Atu. They are twin brothers.
Wow. Has that ever happened before?
Well, it would be pretty rare, wouldn't it? Particularly at this age group where you think families tend to stick to the same club.
The length Auckland Rugby League go to just provide great rugby league entertainment.
The storylines write themselves. Head out to this left edge now. And Mount Albert now spilt ball just as they were starting to build some pressure, and now it's scooped up by Latoa Atu, who hands it off. Boy, he is impressive on the ball, this kid. Very calm and composed. And now they will settle via Hinch. Up to halfway already, Bay Roskill. Real test for this Mount Albert team now. It's been all Bay Roskill for the last 10. Vogel shifts the ball on. They go to this right edge again.
Oh, still running.
Breaks his way through the first one there. Hands it off, and I think they're going to call this back for a forward pass. So it will be a Mount Albert ball. Mentioned earlier the result in the Crown of Trucks Charman Cup for Bay Roskill. That wraps up the minor premiership for them. Beating grand finalists in the last 2 years. Get the feeling they're a club that may be tired of being the bridesmaid, Troy, so it's going to be interesting come finals time. Can Bay Roskill take that next step and move up to the Fox? So far, or the trend, the pace setters, I guess, in this competition.
Yeah, beating all comers, haven't they?
Along with Ponsonby and, to a degree, Franklin and Ellerslie, who have been a little more inconsistent. There's a quality run from Tohi Lima, who then wants a quick play of the ball. They go to the left edge here now. Mount Albert getting a bit of a roll on. This is Ikanufu. And not square. It's a penalty.
See, fourth penalty, even a few away. Bay Roskill.
Straight back into it we go now. Ikanufu. Legs are up, put down safely, thankfully. Head back towards the centre of the park now via Sione Tali, who plays short to Weary. Connor Weary fighting to try and get that ball down. I think he's going to be held up. No, he's not. He's fought his way over, has he? We're waiting for confirmation. Referee says back to the 10 to play it. Right, they come now. Sean Clonip brings his back rower, Gray, in from the edge. Weary goes across field, then picks up the interchange man. This Bay Roskill defence, so good so far. Very impressive on their line now. A little bit of footwork, just about through. Out of the line quickly that time. Toa'atu. Weary, hard and straight. But he's met by equally good defence. This is brilliant from Bay Roskill. Masterclass in defence so far through the first 18 minutes of this one. Now the kick across field. Soft hands. It's scooped up by Bay Roskill. Now they might go on a counter. Nixon Liaso, the 15-year-old, represents Auckland North at rep level. The 14-15s restricted last year. He'd be a favourite to appear in the Auckland Rugby League's new Region of Origin series. We've got the trials going on for that today. Troy, I understand you popped down last week to the trials, and plenty of action going on down there across the grades.
Absolutely, mate. There's lots of parents down there with their kids. You know, look like they're getting prepared for a good structured outing down there to come up with a couple of good teams. And best luck to the football development team down there. It's doing some fantastic work.
So another good set there from Bay Roskill, and they get to the kick, and but have 80 metres to go. Line speed pretty impressive so far from Bay Roskill. And the penalty. Vogel not happy with it.
Couple of cheap penalties there, you know. There'll be one thing that the Bay Roskill coaching staff want to address at half-time.
Nephi Longi, fresh on the park. It's a very good first carry from Longi. They're 20 out from the line now, Mount Albert. Again down the left edge. That's going to be forward. Now the counter-attack. Steps back inside now. There's plenty of yellow jerseys around, and they take him down after a 20-metre run. They want a quick play of the ball now. Mount Albert have done well to get back and get their line set very quickly. That's good stuff from the Lions.
Yes, we've been watching this game unfold, Corey. You know, they've gone to that left edge a number of times. I wasn't really sure whether that was part of the strategy for today's game, or they just want to open themselves up and give them a wee bit more breadth on the right. But it seems to be that they think that's all on the left-hand side then. They've been going there pretty much most of the day.
Yeah, you're right. All the attack pretty much going down that side.
Yeah. There's an error. And a rare one for the Vikings.
So Mount Albert back into it now. He can no fault. Weary jumps into dummy half. He'll take a little run. Breaks through the first one and hustles a couple more. For a restricted game, Troy, it's actually been fairly forward dominated so far, hasn't it? We haven't seen a lot of ball movement. Not a lot of second phase so far.
Saying
Will that
there's a
change? There we
fantastic
go.
offload.
On cue, the offload from Vaga Nehua. 15 out from the line now. Mount Albert looking to register first points. Short on the left edge. And that's going to be a penalty. Crept up high, I think, that time. Wasn't
There's
much in
another
it.
one. Racking them up now.
A lot of them coming down this end of the field as well from Bay Roskill. There's a good little carry from Tiauli Toilima. Short. Bay Roskill right up against that line. Their goal line defence has been impeccable so far. Will it continue? Mount Albert now spin the ball out towards this right edge. A little bit of footwork. They'll do well to stop him here. Shumkumip.
Great D.
So organised, and the commitment to each other, super impressive from GCSL's side. Now a little dart out again. Have they got him onto his back? I think he might have got there this time. Held up as the call. Short, in fact. They clear the ruck, and again to that favoured left edge. Quick hands on here now, but look at the way they're sliding. And a mistake. Well, they're not doing a lot wrong, Mount Albert, but that Bay Roskill defence is just incredible. So organised, the talk going on there. They always seem to be numbered up. And you notice as well, Troy, when a tackle's getting made, there's 2 or 3 guys coming across as well in cover.
Yeah, they look like they've, as you said, they were definitely numbering up on that last attack there and looked like they weren't under any real pressure. You know, so the ball now back in their court, and you have to wonder, you know, mentally what that means for them and vice versa, what it means for Mount Albert Lions who have been down here trying to hammer that line for at least the last 2 or 3 sets.
Yeah, you're right. They look very composed on their line, particularly on the edge. And you wonder if we'll see a tactical change, if Mount Albert might start to move play across to that other edge, because Bay Roskill's right edge defence looks like it's going to be very hard to break down today. Of course,
Yeah, either that or a chip over the top and try and regather. If they can't bust the line, they've got to try and find another way through.
and this will help. Here's an error. So as we approach the 25th minute of this one here at Mount Smart Stadium number 2. If you are just tuning in, ladies and gentlemen, 16-17 restricted boys grand final. The first of our 3 games today. We've got the Farrelly Photos women's pennant grand final coming up next. Ponsonby taking on Mount Wellington in that one. For the big one, the Farrelly Photos women's premiership grand final. Manurewa versus Richmond.
Here we
Second
go.
year in a row, and here we go. This will be their first try of the day. Gets there in the end. The grounding a little suspect from
Caught them napping, really.
Ikinofo, but that is a try. Straight off the scrum. Following the Bay Roskill era.
Farrelly Photos sponsored replay for today. As you see there, great line. Hit it at speed, and I think he just caught them all napping over there on that left edge, and really, she was clear sailing.
He had a fair bit to do, didn't he? The initial bit of footwork there, broke one tackle, and then it just sort of get around a couple. But nice work there from Pius Ikinofo.
So they are in conference down there, Corey. Next to our, well, we can't quite see them as we wait for the kick to come.
Jaden Gray to attempt the conversion. About 5 metres in from the touch line. Strikes it nicely, but away. So score remained Bay Roskill Vikings 10, Mount Albert Lions 4. 26 minutes gone here at Mount Smart Stadium number 2.
Hope you're enjoying the live stream brought to you by the ARL TV crew, courtesy of the aucklandleague.co.nz, our live stream partner Ctas here all day today and loving it. Bay Roskill getting ready for the reset.
Bay Roskill get us back underway. A bouncing one down to the corner, and it's fielded by Mount Albert, who gets straight back into a wall of black. And Albert now with a bit of a spring in their step and looking to register their second points in as many minutes. Now they shift out to this left edge again. Well, they found their try there eventually. Prior to that, it had been a fairly fruitless voyage. As we see a brilliant run there from the custodian. Down again they come here. Quick hands out to the left. There's your try scorer. That may have been Ford. They get away with one there, Mount Albert.
We'll put a kick up. There it is.
High one out towards the corner. Plenty of yellow jerseys there. Scoops it up here now. Gray's got two men unmarked on his outside. They get across and cover. Again an offload. Ball is loose. That's been touched by Bay Roskill. This should be 6 again.
Knock-on's call.
So we'll need to see which way this is going to have gone. I think it'll go against Bay Roskill here. It was 6 again. I don't think Mount Albert had heard the call. So it will be a Mount Albert feed. Sean Comet fence the scrum and then hands it out, and here we go. They're on again down this left edge, and it's the same man again. Ikinofo, 2 tries in the space of 5 minutes after his team went scoreless through the first 20, and again it's directly off the scrum.
Ball scoring action from Mount Albert with number 17 for Fias. Ikinofo scoring his second try of the match.
Really nice work here. A little round the corner offload. That's classy stuff from Mount Albert. They crash over. Now a chance to even scores. Slightly easier kick this time for Jaden Gray. Strikes it and it is away. Score remain Bay Roskill 10. Mount Albert Lions 8.
Well, Bay started with all the momentum, and in the last lot of passage of play, it's really been Mount Albert charging out on that left-hand edge and coming away with a couple of tries. I dare say both coaches now won't want anybody to score and just go into the half-time break where they're sitting. Unless, of course, it's their team.
Yeah, funny how that works. So Bay Roskill, start play. Here's a charging run off the back fence and bravely down low here. Sione Tully it is. Boy, he's had a wow of a game. Brilliant first half. Into the final 4 minutes or so of it. Now Weary carts it forward again, but he's met by a good 3-man tackle originally. It's finished off by Vogel. Little dart out of dummy half now. Spots them up and makes some cheap meters there. Kenny Harden right on halfway now. Longy jumps out. And a penalty. Do you think about the 2 as we approach half time? trailing by 2.
You'll see them tap and go. They might be too far out. I want to put some points on the board.
Of course, it would be a big ask for a player at this age grade to kick a goal from that distance. A big ask in the Fox. We've seen some of the shocking goal kicking there is in the Fox at times. So, Mount Albert now, I guess,
Nice little dummy.
into
Slipped.
attacking territory. Jaden Gray jumps out of dummy half and he might go close here. Jaden Gray, he'll go more than close. He'll score. And held up's going to be the call, is it? Well, to me,
Yes,
that
well.
looked like a clear try.
Unless somebody got their hand underneath them.
Well, the referee knows better than us
Corey
to
Rosser,
adjudicate on that
correct.
one.
I'm not calling against it. Oh, another strong run.
You just keep your spot sitting on the fence there.
Oh, well, there you go.
There it is. So they only had to wait one more play, and they got there in the end. It's Keontae Tiauli Tuilima.
Look at the Fairly Photos replay there, our sponsored replay for today, Women in League. The young fellas jump out from the dummy half, move to the right-hand
Nice short
side,
ball,
great
wasn't it?
run. Had 3 on by the time he got to the line. I think just managed to shrug that over, and referee right there. There it is.
Yeah, there it is. So they get their try in the end, Mount Albert. After being denied one a couple of seconds ago. Gray now to attempt the conversion.
Just getting a time check out there. You can hear a few of the coaches yelling out 1 minute, 1 minute. Wait for the kick to come. Nice strike.
They had their first conversion of the day. Should give them a 4-point lead heading into the break, you would think. I doubt we'll see too much more action here. 30 seconds left on the official clock.
Yeah, Bay just strolling up.
Yeah, they'll be in no hurry here. They certainly have looked a little tired over the last few minutes, so they'll be keen just to get to half-time. This one will go deep, and they'll only have to make one tackle, you would think. As the siren goes in the background now. Last play of the half, and that'll get us to the break. So it is the Mount Albert Lions who take a 14-10 lead over Bay Roskill into half-time after trailing 10-0 for the majority of the first half. They scored 3 tries in quick succession late, and they take the lead into half-time. We're going to take a very short break now before we get back to resume the second half here in the 16-17 Restricted Boys Grand Final.